Hello there, Facebook. This is Bill Griesmer again. I am sorry about the earlier connection. We had a really bad connection, and so I am reshooting this video, so hopefully the information comes through a little bit better. It's been a really busy month here. My name again is Bill Griesmer. I'm the managing member of Stonegate Capital, LLC. We do note investing. It's been a really busy month. Over the last month, I filled in a number of times for Scott Carson on the Note Closer Show podcast. I also had the opportunity to speak at Columbus and Cincinnati, the RIA clubs, about a August convention that's coming up that I'll be speaking at. Here's a picture of me speaking there. After that, we had the opportunity to go on vacation. We went to Sedona, Arizona, and was able to see the Grand Canyon. That's one of my lifelong goals. There's just one single shot I took of the Grand Canyon. While I was out there, I spoke with Vina Jones-Cox on a radio program, Real Life Real Estate with Vina. And then just last week was when I spoke at the Cincinnati RIA. I was the main speaker there for a good hour and a half. But what we're going to talk about tonight is the 6 factors that help determine a note's value. Tonight we're actually going to just talk about 3 of them because I thought 6 might be too long, and especially it's getting late here. So the number 1 is the borrower. So with the borrower, it's one of the most important, if not the most important. And it really makes sense if you think about it. Who is more likely to repay any type of a loan? Warren Buffett or someone that has declared bankruptcy 6 times? So putting together a borrower profile is very important for almost every single note that you look at. And it's especially important for a performing note. When you buy a performing note, the number one thing you're hoping is that that borrower just continues to stay and pay. It's also important for non-performing notes, but it might be a little bit less depending on your strategy. But then also where the borrower himself affects a lot of other factors, some of which we're even going to cover here, such as, for example, collateral upkeep. The number 2 factor that we're going to talk about tonight is collateral. And the collateral in most cases, especially if you're investing in mortgage notes, is the house, the actual underlying asset that really provides security for the note that you are purchasing. If everything goes wrong, if for whatever reason you can't get that borrower to pay, or if the borrower stops paying, that collateral is what is securing your note. That's something that I like about investing in notes as compared to the stock market. If you do note investing, there's an actual tangible physical asset, usually a house, that's providing security for that note. So if that borrower doesn't pay, the house should provide you with security, with payment. The house should pay you if the borrower does not. So you should consider several different factors about the collateral. For example, an owner-occupied house is generally going to be worth more than a note that is secured by a rental house, for example. Or a note that's secured by a single-family residence is generally going to be worth more than a note that is secured by a mobile home, for example. So then the third thing would be a down payment. A down payment is very important. That shows the commitment of the borrower to stay in the property. The classic term is, skin in the game. The higher the down payment shows that the borrower has a greater commitment and a better chance to really stay in the house. It also determines the loan-to-value ratio. And the lower the better with that, that's another indication of security, and you can also use that to measure the riskiness of a loan. So next week, we're going to cover the last 3 factors that affect the value of a note. And then I also encourage people to stay tuned here. In another 3 days, I'm going to do a very special, kind of unique Facebook Live presentation. I'm going to tell everyone the origin of my catchphrase, that's how you climb the hill. and I'm going to talk about a very unique thing that happened to me, bordering on the supernatural, that I believe only I've ever told my wife. Also, in terms of note investing, you can read my monthly column in Think Realty magazine. And if you are interested in getting a PDF of one of my magazine articles, then drop me a private message or just put your email address in the comment section below. I'll make sure to do that also. And I should also be doing some more speaking engagements in the coming month or two throughout the state of Ohio with regards to note investing. So thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. Do we have any questions?